my favorite activity, to hang out with you.
Talking to your boyfriend?
Yeah.
All right. Here we are, back again with the most scary guest I think that I've had on the podcast thus far. I tried to keep her from you guys, but she wouldn't let me. I tried to save myself and our relationship, but here we are.
So it's my fault.
We'll see what happens. I'm glad that you guys are here with me to go along on this journey. I'd like everyone to please welcome the blonde bomber, the blue-eyed bandit, because she stole me off the streets, the plant-based baddie, the love of my life, my girlfriend, the warden.
Stop. You have to explain why you're now calling me that.
Because it's funny.
Well, and it has to do with the fact that you're about to be a cat dad.
Yeah. I've inherited cats. That's how you know the love is real. Because it comes with a price tag. That is 2 stinky cats that sleep in their litter boxes.
I don't think he's doing that anymore. It was new, and he didn't know what it was when it was in the living room.
He thought it was a bed after
Yeah.
he peed in it. He knew exactly what it was because he got in there and peed in it. And then decided to sleep in it.
Roll around a little.
And now I'm taking him into my home.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love you.
Yep.
And these are the things that we do.
For love.
How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just sat in the room quietly for the last 3 hours while DJ Oreo told me about his entire touring career as a artist DJ from start to finish.
And your floors are so loud that I was trying to be quiet and like not move around a lot. So I actually sat in mostly one position on the bed for 3 hours, and I had to pee so bad.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
I
That's what I
appreciate
do for you, for love.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So, let's get into it. You wanted to be on the pod, and we decided to do a Patreon episode. I tried to shield you from the world because I just want you for myself.
Yeah, you were wanting to keep our little bubble for a while.
But you wanted to do it, and that's kind of just how it goes when you're in a happy relationship, right? You just do whatever she says.
I don't think it was me like begging you every day to be on this.
No.
It was mentioned once or twice, and I am off work today on a rare Monday.
Rare Monday off.
And I even said you don't have to post this. We can just record it for
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
someone doesn't show one day.
Yeah, we'll keep it in the backlog just in case we got to pull it out and drop it because we have a flake. Mm-hmm. I like that. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if I put myself in the viewer's position, I got to imagine that most people are asking themselves, how did he do it? How did he do it?
As Cutswell famously quoted me, that you wore me down over time.
I wore you down.
Over 4 years.
I wore you down nice and thin.
Mm-hmm.
Just whittled my way in.
Yeah.
Slowly, strongly, and surely.
Yep.
And how do you feel?
I feel great. I didn't think that this is where we would be when we met 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But happiest I've ever been.
Good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why?
Why what?
Why me?
That's a in-depth question.
It's loaded.
It's a loaded question.
What did you see in me while everyone else just saw a disgusting man that couldn't stay clean from the streets?
Mm-hmm. Well, when we met 4 years ago, you were doing the send nudes thing and all of that good stuff. And we met at Bottled Blonde. And at the time, I was living in Schaumburg, had never been out in the city before. That was probably my first or second time going out in the city ever. and I had friends in town, and we decided to go to Ball to Blonde for the first time ever,
Friday night,
Friday night.
the greatest party on earth.
Uh-huh. And we had been there for 3 minutes max. And we had just gotten our drinks and we're standing by the edge of the bar. And my friend says, "Look at the DJ booth. That guy's pouring liquor into people's mouths. We should go over there." And I am fresh on injured reserve of nursing my first really bad concussion with them 4 months prior. So I was like, "Guys, we're not doing this tonight." And Sarah, my friend, was like, "No, no, let's just go get a shot. Let's go get a quick shot. Come on, like, let's get it going."
Ladies love free shots. I know what I'm doing.
And as I look over at you, and you have to tell me if you remember it as vividly as I do, because this was just another night for you. But for me, I had never been
Whoa. Hold on. I'll get to my side of the story here.
Fine. I'll speak for myself. I look over to see what was going on, and you and I lock eye contact from across the room. And before we had even gone over to you yet, you pointed out at me in the crowd and said, "Get over here." And then I looked back, and of course my friends were like, "All right, Erin, let's go. Come on. We got to go now." And I was like, "God damn it." So we go over there, and I remember that because there was a little ledge, right? There's like a booth right to the bottom right that you kind of had to like lean over a little.
Yeah, it was like a fireplace, like kind of like a stage kind of thing. Yeah.
And I feel like people were sitting there or something, and you leaned over and poured tequila or whatever into my friend's mouth first, and then I was gonna go get a shot from you, and you're like, "Oh, I can't reach. Like, you got to come up here."
I was lying.
I was like, "I just saw you reach over here." And you're like, "I can't reach. Come up here, come up here, come up here." And I'm like, "Guys, I can't go on elevated surfaces right now." Like, I don't trust myself. But then I went up there. Friends went up there, met you, had a good time that night. But what brought me to this was I never saw you doing any of this nude stuff. Like, we then met, exchanged numbers, followed each other on social medias, and I then saw you doing it on Snapchat and Instagram and stuff. But anytime I was ever out with you, I never saw it. And so my image of that part of you was also only online. But then in person, it was your normal you. So I never saw that side.
And I never
firsthand.
asked you to put a sticker on because I knew better.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at reading people.
Yeah.
And that's not you.
What would I have done if you asked me?
You probably would have made a joke and told me to stop being stupid.
Yeah. Another man just wanting to see some titties.
Yeah. But I do remember that night. I do remember seeing you and being like, "Holy shit, that girl's hot." And that's why I was like, "You got to get over here." Called you over.
Mm-hmm.
We fell in love right then and there. No, honestly, we went on a couple dates. We went to dinner. We went and played mini golf. We had fun. I think like at that point, that was like 2019, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, in the mindset, my mindset has always been like, oh, I wish I could find a girl to be with and like fall in love with and shit and this and that. But it was never really real. It was like a fantasy rather than like something I was actually doing. You know what I mean? Something I was actually going for, and like trying to really make happen.
And we've talked about this too. Yeah, that even if you wanted it at the time, the people that you were meeting or the people that you were interested in only knew that side of you, or like you would meet in the club or whatnot, and you didn't want to date them or they didn't want to date you, and it like never collided.
There was a couple instances of girls, including you, where like at that time I had met, and like you're a good person, you're a nice woman, you're a good person, you're like actually dating material, and I pushed that away.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we circled back,
Mm-hmm.
and I was ready to really make it happen. So we made it happen.
I said no when you asked the first time.
Yeah, you did deny me. I was talking, I think it was on the pod, honestly. I was talking to Dolo about
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm at a place where like I really want a girlfriend, and I'm looking to like really build something with somebody and stop being lonely and just talking to shit women and blah blah blah, all this and that. And I was like, I'm talking with this girl and I like her, and like I want to tell her this. Like, am I supposed to tell her this? Because that's not something I've ever done,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like, am I supposed to ask her out to be my girlfriend? And he was like, yeah, that's what you do. And I was like, all right, I'll fucking go for it. And then you just really shitted on me and shut me down.
And it was so cute. And I felt so bad too because, like, the way that you asked, we weren't like out to dinner and like it was this whole build up and it was like, will you be my girlfriend? We were on the couch. I was visiting you in Houston and you just started like rambling. And I didn't know where you were going with what you were saying. You're like, I don't want to introduce you as my friend, but you were like saying things in a couple different sentences in a couple different ways. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because at that point we had reconnected for maybe a month, 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe.
Well, that the first time you were in Houston was Labor Day weekend, and we
So,
started
yeah,
talking again at the beginning of August.
second week of August, yeah.
No, I saw you on the second week of August in Chicago because that's when I was back. But we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
before that, so we had to
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
talking for like a month, right?
Yeah. But in my eyes, you were still living in Houston. You had mentioned, like, yeah, I'm going to move back probably, but I don't know if in my head, thought it was a for sure thing because it wasn't yet. And when you asked me, I was in shock. Like, I really didn't think, I didn't think that that's where this first time that it was the second time we had even hung out
Since
since
meeting 4 years
four
prior.
years, our last date
Yeah.
4 years ago.
But we had so much fun when I came back here and visited you at work, and
Yeah.
then we stole you from work and kept you from going to see your friends for their
Don't,
birthday
don't.
party.
It's still a secret.
And then you came to bounce with us, and we had the best night ever. And we came back here and we just hung out. And I didn't try and have sex with you.
With Khalid, right? And we
With
had
Khalid.
tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Velvet taco delivered to the crib. I really gave you the princess treatment.
You always have. Honestly, you always have. Even when we met, like we went out on dates, went to dinners and stuff like that. And I didn't see the whole persona like that I said before. And then this time, it did really spark my interest again when I did stay here because we were out so late that night and you didn't try anything. I was like, okay.
You like that, huh?
I did. Yeah. Because when we talked, oh, in the beginning 4 years ago, I wasn't in a place that I thought I was going to seriously date you. I don't think.
Were you in your hoe phase? You can say it.
No, well, I don't know if I've really ever had a hoe phase, but I had gotten out of a relationship and was going out again. But
Listen, some hoe phases are like full blown, and some are just
fucking a DJ.
minor fucking a DJ. So we'll call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But you were so genuine that I was like, okay, I want to keep talking to you, but I don't think I'm ever going to date this man.
Yeah.
And
This was 2019.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I've talked to my friends about this too, of like the image in my head of the person that I thought I was going to end up with has definitely changed over time because you think you want something for so long and then I hate those men that I thought that I wanted to end
What
up
was
with.
it? Like paint me a picture.
I
Like
mean,
businessman, accountant, good job. Like what'd you have?
there's some of that. Like, I've dated people in the military and people, or a guy that was a cop and like a guy that was an engineer. They're all just like normal jobs. Well, some are normal jobs. And I just thought I wanted, I guess, a businessman that was just, goes to work 9 to 5 and things like that. And I also had a different image of myself in my head, I think, because I'm also not the person that's, I think, going to end up with those guys because it's never worked out. Like, I hate them. So I had to like come to terms with the thought of myself of who I wanted to end up in a relationship with and also what that person looked like.
Daddy's home.
Shut up. But still wore me down over time.
Yeah.
Still took
Yeah.
a while for me to wrap my head around it.
I asked you out. I said, I want a girlfriend. I want you to be my girlfriend. And you said, well, I recently am out of a relationship and I don't know, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And to be completely honest, normally that would have fucked me up. That would have fucked me up a little bit. And I would have been like, not mad, but just defeated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel that way. I was kind of like, all right, bet. I really have to go for it. Like, I really have to show this woman what's up and make it happen. Because I don't know. It just felt like that's what I really wanted. I knew that that's what I wanted.
And I remember after denying you that first time and leaving Houston, us both saying like, this doesn't feel different, that like that kind of little blip happened, but like it felt the same. Like I still wanted to see you. I still wanted to talk to you as much as we were. I just was shocked and wasn't ready to put that title on us yet. And I just had to have more time to wrap my head around it.
Well, I had to write you a poem is really
Oh
what
my
had to
God.
happen.
I wanted to bring it and read it. It's at my house. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, you should have.
It's a good poem.
I remember the first line. Do you remember the first line?
Yes. Roses are red, violets are blue. You don't believe in God, so it doesn't matter that I'm a Jew.
Nailed it.
Right?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then from there, I don't know, some other stuff that pertained to conversations we had, little stupid inside jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we made it happen. Then you came back to Houston, and I took you to the strip club. You had never been to a strip club before.
Nope. First strip club experience.
I popped your strip club cherry at Polecats Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yep. A couple of the girls wanted to be best friends with me and add me on Instagram and all of that good stuff. You have to tell them about Margaritaville, though.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett had just passed away. We're up in the DJ booth making jokes. I was like, I'm going to play Margaritaville. I'm going to play Jimmy Buffett. And I don't even remember what was on. It was like a slower night too. So I was just bored DJing.
It was a Sunday, yeah, right?
It was a Sunday. I was hanging out with you. I was trying to keep you entertained. There's nothing more nerve-wracking than having to DJ, but also have a girl that you like in your DJ booth, because you want to give enough attention to them to keep them happy and entertained and feeling like they matter, but also can't stray too far from the DJing, because you can't be a shit DJ in front of this person. So it's quite the balancing act, but I feel like we made it happen, and we decided to put Margaritaville on, and I like cut in the first little drum hit of it and like boop, like just cut it in for like a second, like just teasing it, getting ready to mix it in. And some fucking stripper came running up into the DJ booth and she was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Was that Jimmy Buffett? And we both looked at each other like, oh my God.
Like, it was wild that she knew it from one note and sprinted over, climbed up onto the booth. Was like, you got to play that.
Yeah.
I love that song.
It was crazy. So then I dropped Jimmy Buff in Margaritaville in the middle of a like hood strip club.
In the middle of some girl's like pole set, if that's what they're called.
Yeah, she was on stage.
And you made her like fumble her beat because she was.
Yeah, it wasn't mixed
not
well
ready.
at all.
No.
I just literally dropped it, cut it in, slammed it in.
She lost her momentum of whatever was going on stage.
Yeah. Everyone lost a little something that night.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul. It'll usually show when the truth ain't told. Use a lie.